And back behind those horses, I Am Unstoppable. Osmosis at the clock tower, led by a length to Shinzo, Arkansas Kid, and I Am Unstoppable is running on. The leader, Osmosis, with 50 metres to go. Osmosis is clear and will take it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Quaddie Poddy, officially for 2026, the 10th season. My God, we're getting old. Cashy joined by Nick. How are you, mate?
Yeah, doing well, man. We are back, ready to go. We've got been a lot of work going on behind the scenes.
It has been, as you'll see. There's a bit of difference in it, but I hope you like it.
But yeah, we really like some feedback on it a bit later, but we'll touch on that at the end once we get through it. But good to be back, man. Autumn's obviously not as good as spring, but it's good to get into some work before we get into spring later on in the year.
Yeah, we hit our stride in spring, obviously. There's a couple of good horses back this week. This is why we usually like this as the kickoff point, because this is the first week back where you see some of the good horses. You know, we've got our Tom Kittens, we've got our Tempteds coming back to the races this week. And Inglis Millennium's the first big, massive big money race in New South Wales for the year. But then obviously next week is when we really start to pick up. Group 1 racing's back. All the good ones are back. You know, Apollo Stakes, we could potentially be seeing Autumn Glow versus Sir Delius in a week's time. That's exciting. But yeah, obviously, autumn not as big as spring, but there's still plenty of good racing to go around. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be good.
Oh, we'll get straight into it then, eh?
I'm ready to get straight into it.
No way to wait around. The first thing that we need to talk about is the fact that the Monarch Racing and Mock Sports partnership is just going gangbusters right now, isn't it?
Yeah, what a start for us. October Star.
Yeah, so
First win.
She's a Sort debuted and came second by a lip. October Star debuts and wins with ease in the end. You know, She's a Sort, we're recording this on a Thursday. Everyone is probably thinking, oh, did it win? Did it win? It got scratched. We're going to run probably this Saturday. If not, we're going to look at a race next week. October Star, potentially going to race next Saturday. We could be even including it in the preview, which is very exciting because there's a little rumour going through the grapevine that we might even get into a midway. Who knows? But we are taking care of each horse. We're not rushing to race each horse, which is good. It's what Richie Litt likes to do. Whereas other, syndicates and trainers might just go, oh, we've got a good horse here, let's just run it and just run it for the sake of running it, which, sometimes can pay dividends. But he's like, no, we got some nice horses. Let's take care of them. Let's make sure we find the right races and let's get them building up till we hit the peak instead of trying to go for the peak too early.
I know it's good to see from we got some of our community involved with these horses with us, and we got the email yesterday of the payout for our first win, which is a little bit of considering how much they cost, it's worth a lot. Considering it almost pays for itself.
It did. October Star, it was $20,000 for the entire horse, and it just won $28,000 in prize money. So we're in the green for October Star already.
So and that's just from one. So we're waiting to see. Looking forward to it. And yeah, Monarch, they're going to go to another level, and hopefully we can ride with them. And we've already done really good stuff with them, and they sent us something as well, mate.
They did, mate.
And we wanted to open it on the pod. I'm wearing some of the old stuff that they have. Now, this don't show my address.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay. So
I'll edit that out, don't worry.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, we got this probably last week, and we've gotten one before, and we just wanted to show just a little thing where this is just where Monarch goes to over and beyond for their owners. So not many places do this, and we're gonna go through it today and see what came in our little pack, and
what's in the box.
I know T packs this herself, and yeah, it's just such a nice little touch.
First things first. So this is to celebrate the fact that we have a Smashing Machine coming our way now. We've got Dearest Mocks, get a Smashing Machine and some merch up ya. Love Monarch. So we got a nice little card there with some pins. We got some Monarch Racing pins to be able to wear on race day when we see Smashing Machine go to the track. That's nice. I guess we'll put that there for now. If hopefully it stands up, probably going to fall down. This is what we like. The photo of our horse to add to the collection. we'll find a perfect spot for him, but let's just put him right up the front there. Oh,
reckon?
yeah, that's actually good.
Is that gonna work?
Hopefully, I don't knock that off at some point today. Don't be surprised if I do. All right. So we've got, the smashing machine on top there. Yeah, I reckon that's actually a prime spot to start hanging them. We've got a hoodie. All right. We do have some hoodies already, but they're redesigned hoodies. Let's try and actually, you know what? You're more in shot there, so you hold up.
So they've kind of changed the logo, and it looks awesome. Whoever their artist is does such a good job. Well, not really showing. Yeah, how good is that? Got a hoodie each, and these are the comfiest.
And then we got some shirts.
Shirts. So we got just a little couple logo changes. 4
shirts, unreal. Miss Mock, you've probably got one coming your way. And then we've got, so 2 hoodies, one for Nick and I, and they are the most comfortable hoodies in the world. They really are. And then, so beautiful. 4 shirts, 2 hoodies, a photo of the horse to hang up in your room, and then
just a couple little things, man. Like no one has to
go the
do
extra
that.
mile, man.
That's not even a paid thing there. That's just
I
literally we just wanted to show something little where I've worked with different
thought I almost knocked it off.
Horse companies that are selling, and from the past, the ones that I had dealt with did not give a shit about us. Send us just updates every couple of weeks. Jay sends us multiple updates as soon as he finds anything out, and then just the little things like that. I think it's really cool. So we just wanted to show it on the pod.
The main thing with them as well is they encourage community and friendship and fun around each horse. He's like, there's no reason why you own a bit of the horse. You shouldn't be able to be getting to know the other owners, get to know the trainer, the syndicate managers. You're part of everything, okay? You don't just rock up on the day and be like, oh, yeah, I own 1% of a horse. I'm not going to get anywhere near it. I'm going to have a quiet beer by myself at the bar afterwards if it wins. No, everyone comes together. They get through, whoever's there on the race day, let's all go meet at the stalls. Let's see the horse. Let's see it trot up. Let's give it a pat. Let's get down to the track. Let's all sit together, watch it, hopefully win, and then we're riding into the winner's box together. Like, it's good stuff. It's good fun. When I went up there at Newcastle, it was well worth the 2-hour drive, that's for sure.
And every owner's getting a box like that. It's not just because we're Mock Sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's getting it. So if you got in with Smashing Machine with us, you would have got one too, or it's coming on its way. And we got a separate one as well for both.
Yeah, when She's a Sort and October Star came, we got them as well,
out. So just a little thing we wanted to put up and show just a little couple of things that they do, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%. So we're looking forward to seeing those 2 horses hit the track soon. Like I said, She's a Sort imminently, should be Saturday at Kembla Grange. If not, will be next week sometime. And then, October Star is likely to be running sometime next week, ideally on the Saturday, either at Newcastle or at Randwick, like I said, potentially in a midway. But as they've said in all the updates, they said we don't want to rush him. If we don't think the midway is viable, we're not just going to put him in there for the sake of doing it and then smash him and then he has to go to the paddock. You know, we'll let him work through his gears and he'll tell us when he's ready for that stage. But he certainly showed a lot of fight. I reckon there's no question he can eventually get there.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And it should be a good time.
Yeah, well, let's look at the autumn ahead before we get into anything else as well, mate. Who is your horse of the autumn and flop of the autumn? This always goes pear-shaped for us. Usually, it always has the opposite effect. We say the flop's going to be the flop, and then it ends up being the horse, and the horse ends up being the flop. But
I was pretty happy with my spring one with Gringotts. Probably not in the end, probably not the flop of the spring, but definitely didn't live up to standards.
I agree.
So it wasn't too far off. My flop of the spring to start, flop of the autumn to go through. I'm going to head with Briasa here.
I love that call.
Just going to get stuck behind better horses and not going to get enough done. I actually really like the horse, but I just don't think it's going to be set up well for autumn.
Yeah, no, I do really like that call. Everyone knows I'm not a Briasa hater, but I'm very much so not a believer in the massive hype that it gets given, especially come springtime. Everyone was like, oh, if anything's going to beat Cashy Rising, it's Briasa. No, that. I was never buying into that hype. I thought it was Cashy Rising or bust, and then maybe Jimmy Star gave a little sniff there at the end that thought, oh, maybe if Cashy Rising goes slightly wrong, maybe Jimmy Star could pip it. But yeah, definitely not Briasa. I've gone with Joker's Grin.
Okay.
The WA sprinter that has been sent Sydney side to be raced with Chris Waller.
Seems to be a trend going on here.
Yeah, we all know about my Perth hate. You know, Amelia's Jewel. Like, I think it can be good, but again, they've got hopes of Everest, and I don't doubt them. If they can get in the Everest, it's a great story. Good on the owners. I don't blame them for sending it Sydney side, because what else has it got to achieve in WA apart from beating up on those, toddlers over there? Can see if it can hang with the big boys. I think it'll probably have a similar direction to Amelia's Jewel. Might win a couple Group 2s, 3s listed, but I can't see it picking up an East Coast Group 1 sprint unless it's like a really weak one, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Who is your horse of the autumn?
You go first. I want to hear what you have to say first.
My horse of the autumn, I tossed and I turned because, Viastina retired. So we need a new number 1 horse, and I think the answer is going to be revealed pretty soon throughout the autumn. It's going to be probably one of 2 horses, and that's Sir Delius or Autumn Glow. Okay? Call me boring, but I really do think that Autumn Glow is still going to be undefeated at the end of autumn. And I say that knowing that I think that she is going to go into races with purpose. So, like, the rumor is she's going to be first up into the Apollo, and then I've actually, you know what? I've got it on my phone just so I get this right. And everyone doesn't make fun of me when I get it wrong. I believe the planned route for her is the Apollo, into the Chipping Norton or the Very Elegant Stakes, into a George Ryder, and then make the choice after that into either a Queen of the Turf or the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. And I would not be surprised if she goes Queen of the Turf instead of Queen Elizabeth Stakes to try and dodge the really big guns, and then goes to Spring and dominates again and gets stretched out to a Cox Plate. But I think she will go 4 for 4 this autumn. Sorry, I'm so used to saying spring.
I'm going to settle with Giga Kick here. I think Giga Kick is in for a great autumn prep. Looked back to his best in the end of spring last year. Did a lot right when a lot of people thought he was done. I think autumn's just going to be his time to dominate. I don't know if he'll get back to his time he had a couple years ago, but I think autumn's the time for him to dominate, and then springtime will tell when it comes to them. But I think autumn's going to be a time where he's going to win a good couple Group 1s here.
I love that call. I think our calls, that's probably the least outrageous that we've been. I think we've both been very agreed on our calls here, which usually there's a bit of arguments that happen. But yeah, I like it. I really like it. Oh, well, speaking of flops and horses and frauds, okay, as you can see, the fraud board has been wiped clean. Clean slate for 2026, okay, after this weekend, depending on if a couple of short horses go down, there could be a couple going on fraud watch there, attempted a Tom Kitten, but throughout the weeks we'll start adding to it and crossing them off. So let us know after this weekend who deserves to be on fraud watch. All right, mate, let's go into the hotline. Look at that. Oh. If you're on the YouTube, you know what we're talking about. The clean, the graphics. Okay. By the way, we've got a new setup with the hotline. We no longer go to the memo.com. Instead, you have got to call 0450 899 155. And just a fair warning, we're not going to be picking up any live on the pod. You've got to call it before we hit record. I'm putting it on Do Not Disturb beforehand. It's going to go straight to voicemail anyways. But what you need to do is just call that line, leave a 30-second voicemail, and we'll play that voicemail out on the pod. Call us anytime as well. If you've had a big win on Saturday and you're celebrating, give us a call.
Yeah.
If you've had a big loss because you almost got there and you got pipped on the line, give us your reaction. Just call us anytime. 0450 899 155. Just don't expect me to pick up if you're just calling to try and talk to me.
Yeah, so we brought that idea in because we feel like once Wednesday kind of rolls around, you kind of the sting's kind of gone, and we wanted a bit more emotion in a couple of the calls. So hopefully a couple more Saturday night calls. Maybe if you're out in the beers, by all means, give it a call if it's appropriate. We will play it. But it's we've set up our work phone to go straight to voicemail, and then you'll hear our voices, and then after that, you leave your message, and we'll play it on the pod if it's relevant.
Yeah. So let's just get straight into it. The only thing is now, guys, I don't have the ability to see your names before I press play. So also tell us who you are in the call as well. That helps us identify you and give you shout-outs.
Woo! Guess who's back this weekend, boys?
Oh, who would have thought? It's Stocks.
One,
Oh,
Barrier 3, James McDonald.
Woderton.
Yep.
He's going to get the job done. Tempted, won't win first up. He is going to win the Eskimo Prince Stakes on Saturday, boys. Thanks. Fucking.
Oh, well, there you go. Well,
Welcome back.
Stocks. I think there were bets going around with how long it took for Stocks' first appearance to talk about Woderton, and it took about 15 minutes. So there you go, punters. We'll talk about that later. My thoughts on Woderton will become quite clear. Your thoughts on Woderton will become quite clear. It's the argument that's never going to stop. I don't think we've been this divided on a horse since, would it be Ice Bath that we used to debate that much? But we were both Ice Bath. We just always differed on when it was going to win.
Amelia's Jewel, we were
cross
true. About.
You liked Amelia's Jewel, I didn't.
Amelia's Jewel. Trying to think if there's any other ones. Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think there were just ones where kind of Ice Bath-esque that like we just never agreed on when it was going to win, but we both liked it. So here we go. Next one here, I believe it might be Jake. It says here in the transcript.
Good day, boys. It's Jake again here. How good's
There you
that?
go.
Kashi, the new upgrade. I love it, boys. Onto the questions. How good's to be racing with Observer? What do you reckon? Unbeaten this prep or gets beaten? But how good's racing in general? Obviously, Kashi's in tears about Fangirl, but we keep going. Let's move on. Let's go, lads. Can't wait to hear the Quaddie Poddy. Peace out.
Unreal. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, Observer's back and Fangirl is injured. I am very upset about that. What am I going to do without Fangirl? Like, I know she's going to be back later on in the autumn, but she was meant to be back next week. What am I going to do without her, without being able to say stupid things and say I'm going to shave my head if she doesn't win, or she's immoral, and then watch her stress out while watching her? Like, but yeah, so Observer's back. What do you reckon? We've talked to Observer's strapper.
Yep.
He was quite confident going into this autumn that it's going to do the Derby double. I'm confident it's going to go to the Derby double, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think horses that come out of spring with good form always looks really nice going into autumn for me, and that's the big telling point, I think. So I think you'll have Observer will go real well this autumn for sure.
I think the main telling point as well will be this weekend, because I remember Treasure of the Moment came out of the Oaks, right, and then also resumed a much shorter trip and still blitzed them, and we went, oh shit, she is something else. If she's able to blitz them over 2,500 and then blitz them over the shorts, I think what he's able to do this weekend is going to be that main telling point. If he gets the job done, sure, but if he does similar to Treasure of the Moment where he just comes out and like absolutely laps them, then we're in for a special autumn with this boy, I reckon.
For sure.
And then we've got one more here. Again, I'm not sure of the name, but let's see how we go.
Boys, Connor back here from North Queensland. Just
Connor, I
wanted
think,
to put a
Connor?
message out there for the Quaddie Poddy being back. Tom Kitten this weekend. I'm going to use the big M word, moral. He
Wow.
just wins. Cheers, boys.
There you go. Well, that's as good of a point of any to finish off with the hotline. We've had a moral call. Nick, Tom Kitten, is he a moral?
We'll wait and see, mate. Tip off. I mean, around the grounds a bit later. We can get into it.
Okay, all right. I wouldn't say he's a moral, but I'm very confident he gets the job done.
We've gotten that word.
I've used it very sparingly, and I'm not going to waste one here, but I do think he gets it done. Best horse in the race by a mile. If he's not getting it done, or at least going close, straight on Fraud Watch for sure. Alrighty, some listener questions, mate. Let's hit us. Hit us with the best of the best. I know we get so many this time, so if we don't read yours out, guys, just know it's because we're getting absolutely tons of them now. So keep sending them in, but we'll get to the best of the best.
All right. Hayden, Kembla Saturday. Best of luck, lads. I might get down as it's my local. Cheer her on.
Oh,
Thank you,
unreal.
Hades.
Please do.
Best future market plays from Jasper.
Oh, look, I need to...
I think we've said a couple of times future's not the way we like to punt, personally.
I like to have a couple here and there, but I liked what I've learned the last couple of years. I used to be chips in before the horses came back. So, like you said, those horses that were good in spring, everyone assumes are going to be good in autumn, but you got to see how they go. That's what I like to do. I know you probably get a lesser price once they've run first up and they've run really good, but now I sort of like to wait until they come back to really see, because I don't want to sink $5 all in on like a tempted for the surround stakes, and then all of a sudden she comes out and runs like a busted ass, and I've just done my ass there, if that makes sense. So the future plays will come throughout the next few weeks.
40 asks who would win 1v1 in the goal square, best of 3 balls.
He's been begging for that content from us. 1v1 in the square, you and me, one out in the square.
I feel like he's asked this question before on the podcast.
He probably has. He's begging for us to do that.
Why?
Who do you think would win?
Oh, come on, bro.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, bro.
I reckon I'd at least get one in there, but I don't think I'm beating you 2 or 3 times.
Couple of questions about She's a Sort. Obviously, she was going to run today, but it's not the case in the end with the scratching. So bring those questions in after this week. How do futures markets work in regards to scratching, for example, the Everest from Hayden Best?
All right, so you got 3 essentially. You got pre-noms. So if you get on and the horse doesn't end up going, you get your money back. But if it nominates and then doesn't run, then some bookies are kind enough to give you a refund, others aren't. But essentially, like, you know, it's like, for instance, I've gone for the Apollo Stakes pre-nominations, right? I've picked Via Sistina, okay? Via Sistina, it comes to the week, hasn't nominated because she's retired, or Fangirl's probably a better instance. We haven't nominated Fangirl because she's injured, okay? So I would get my money back there. Whereas an Autumn Glow, say Autumn Glow is nominated but then doesn't end up running, not getting your money back. All in, that's pretty self-explanatory. It's all or nothing. If it runs, you get that price. If it doesn't run, too bad, so sad, your money's gone. Okay, Melbourne Cup is famously the big all-in market that you need to bet into throughout the year, as well as the Golden Slipper. And then the Everest is something similar, but it's different. So essentially, you can back any single horse to win the Everest, but if it doesn't end up in that field of 12, you get your money back. So for instance, a lot of people cashed in, like myself, on Cashy and Rising at $13 with just the slight rumour that it was coming, because we knew that if it didn't end up coming from Hong Kong, all of that money was coming back no matter what. So you could back any single horse in the world, and then if it doesn't end up coming, you get your money back.
For sure. Why is Wallace so petrified to send Eliana over the 2400 again?
I don't understand that. They're saying we're going to probably think of, you know, a Queen Elizabeth instead of like a Tancred. Like, Dubai Honor seems to be the only horse in that Tancred that's going to have
I don't know.
any sort of measure.
She did have probably a disappointing spring in the end.
But would it be disappointing because she was at the wrong distances?
Yeah, but I just think everyone thought she was going to go way better. She was the up-and-comer of the spring coming into it, and she walked away with nothing, really.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know. We've got to wait and see what they kind of do. What do you think?
Look, I think surely you would, if she doesn't go good again, spring, you just try her over the longer distances and maybe try and get her to a Caulfield Cup and a Melbourne Cup. And then if that doesn't work, who knows?
Yeah. We'll do 2 more. Lachlan Williams, you could follow one jockey round for a race day. Which jockey and what race meeting would it be?
It's a good question.
It's a
Love
good
to do
question.
that content one day.
I probably wouldn't want a big race day, just because if we were being like 100% honest, like if we were following a jockey, obviously if it's a Everest day, they're not going to want to talk to us. They're going to want to lock in and stuff. Maybe like a smaller day, like I don't even know.
Like an Epsom.
Yeah, maybe like an Epsom. Maybe even like a Golden Eagle. I know it's a big one, but they're probably a bit more chilled with the money's there, but they might be a bit more chill. Golden Eagle would be cool to see.
Yeah, mic them up and follow them around. Who would you want?
I think we would get the best content out of someone like Zach Lloyd at the moment.
Yeah,
Or
good point. A Zach Lloyd, a Tommy Berry.
I'd like Tommy Berry, just personally, but I think Zach Lloyd would resonate with our audience.
And he's getting the good rides as well. So it's not like we'd be talking to him about the $150 shot in every race.
Yeah, and I kind of like how he just doesn't really bullshit. He kind of just says it how it is.
Yeah, he does. Like I mentioned on the Magic Millions pod when they go, "Oh mate, you've been riding a few winners now," and he's like, "Yeah, well I've never ridden a winner here, so I can just call out the interviewer for not knowing the stats.
Yeah.
Like, that is
funny.
good. That is good. And there's that one more.
AFL ladder predictions for 2026.
Should we just hold off because we're going to be getting some footy
Yeah.
chat coming out soon. There will be a lot more footy content this year. That's what we'll leave it at. Expect that in the next couple of weeks, a bit of an AFL season predictions video.
And last one, Tom Fletcher. Tip for the viewers: if you put $100 on Woderton at $6 odds on Dabble, you will get $0 back.
Facts. Facts. The kid
Very
knows how to bet.
All right, very happy with that. We're gonna get straight into it, mate.
All right, before we go to race 1 graphic, I'll just give a quick rundown of the track. All right, we've got the rail in the true position. The track's a soft 5 currently, but I guarantee it'll be good for probably minutes from now that we're recording because it is very hot in Sydney today. So the good horses should be winning, the best of the best, but also monitor bias as we go throughout the day. But we should be racing nice and fair. So take us away, mate, with the new graphics.
Here we go. Race number 1. If you can see.
Yeah, it's the 1600 meter midway. If you're on YouTube, you will be seeing the odds up there live for you to look at, give you a bit more interaction. Tough race, always is. I've said it on a horse, though, that I know at least one of our listeners will be happy with, and that's Highborn Harry. Shout out to you, Will Mitchell. He's a consistent horse, doesn't win very often, but is always thereabouts. A lot of his horses are like that, you know, the Fox Fighters of the world, the Highborn Harrys of the world. They're always thereabouts, and they pop up and they win from time to time. This horse had a good run behind Willie Opper last start, who last Saturday went out and won pretty smartly, obviously at a longer distance, but he drops back 200 metres here, has winkers go on, so he should be really focused. $13 to win, $3.60 each way. Yeah, Highborn Harry for me.
I'm going with Star Fisticated for this one. I liked Kingston Charm, but just drew the outside a bit too much for me. So Star Fisticated for me, $7.50. First up wasn't too bad. 5th place can get a better run here with a bit more fitness. As we move into race number 2, you got the Highway, 1,200 meters. Very open race for this one. You can absolute dartboard, especially coming into the start of the Autumn Carnival. I'm going to settle with J-Mac ridden, Matthew Dale trained Rose A. Great name as well, $10. Won first up and then 7th last start. But before that, it's a very consistent horse coming in the minor placings a couple times in a row. Going to be my tip for the Highway. Pretty happy with it.
Yeah, look, I'm straight to the point. I'm with Autumn Break. I don't often back favourites in highways, but he looks a lot better than Highway class. Should stay undefeated here. $2.60 is pretty short. Is $2.60 on the live odds there, Nick? What is he listed at currently?
$2.35.
$2.35. Again, even shorter, but I'm pretty happy with that. But if you do want a classic highway roughie, I'm going to go with Atmospheric Rock as well. I'll shout him out. Classic back marker that launches late, often finds himself into the placings. So I mean, it's $8.75 to place when I had my notes. Might have even gone up. What's Atmospheric Rock there, mate?
41.
$41 to win. So yeah, it's only just come in a little bit. So it's a classic highway roughie if you do want a big priced horse. But Autumn Break on top for me. As we go into race 3, the 1,000 meter listed Lonhro Plate. Interesting race here, guys. So these are the 2-year-olds that either don't qualify the Inglis Millennium or weren't considered as good here. But we've got some serious slipper contenders running here, as well as one that's on debut in Campione d'Italia. Was 100 to 1 before he put in a couple of very good trial efforts and is now into 30s for the Golden Slipper. Okay. Ends up here at $8.50. I mean, J-Mac, Waller, well-bred colt. It's a formula that's worked time and time again, punters. But I'm gonna go away from him here. Lady Moscato is another one that I really like. Was unlucky on debut. Chased a very smart winner very well to get second place there. But I've settled with Saturn Summer. Was very impressed with this horse at the first 2-year-old trials back in September. I wrote down long-term slipper watch here. Only just recently debuted and won very strongly. She's got a wide barrier, but she does seem to have the quickness to overcome that. She's smart. She showed that smartness in her trial where Berry just grabbed the back of someone and then went on with the job. And I mean, Berry sticks all the way through here. $5 is a nice price. I'm happy to see if she can go 2 for 2. If you want to get on for the slipper, $34 on Dabble if you're interested. That's $8 better than anywhere else if you're interested there.
Glad you are settling with Lady you spoke about Lady Moscato. I'm going to be settling with her That second place was good enough for me. I think should be one better. This start at, what is it, 650, 550, around that $6 mark. So should be good. As we get into race number 4, another great race. Nicosi, obviously, we had a good look at during spring.
We did.
But I'm going to settle with Lancelot Dulac. 2 wins from the 3 starts, 4th place in the middle there as well. But it's the one that can beat this favourite, Unleashing, in my opinion. Timmy Clark, Gay Waterhouse, we know that combo, and we know how Gay loves to work with Timmy. And yeah, going to see how it goes here. $3 around that price.
Fair enough. You spoke about Nicosi, and it's Nicosi for me. Won for us many times, and he can be very dangerous first up. Dill knows this horse better than any other jockey. $10, $2.40 was what I had in my notes here. Massive overs for a horse like this. So yeah, happy to go with Nicosi. Race 5, 1,200 metres here. It's a benchmark 78. Do I do it, Nick? Do I do it?
I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it? Nah, I'm not going to go polyglot, bro. I can't do it. I can't do it again. I'm going with Monty VB. Raced the same day in Newcastle as October Star in a much weaker race than this, to be fair, but genuinely spanked them. Spanked them with a lot of arrogance, and it really caught my eye. Yeah, favourite, short, but I think it's well set up and can win again. And now that I haven't tipped polyglot, it's probably definitely going to win.
Yeah, I'll settle with polyglot. Consistent, very consistent until the last one, coming into the last.
Yeah, just had to be
seat of
pulled
that
out of
prep.
the race, yeah.
But before that, just couldn't get the win, and I think it's going to be set up here with a nice little rest. So polyglot for me. As we move to race number 6, benchmark 78 at the 1,300 metres. Probably not the best race going around on the day. One that I probably won't be betting very heavily into. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to head with scripted here. J-Mac on board. Another one before this last race. Before that was very consistent, coming in the minors 3 times in a row. So going to go one better. Coming down to Sydney for this one. $3.70 should be nice.
Yeah, I like the look of Candlewick here. Been racing like she needs more ground, and that's what she gets here. Jumps up an extra 100 metres. Lloyd should hopefully find the back of the leader and show the mare's strength late. Good price there, $5.50. Doesn't quite get to each way odds yet, but if she does, definitely getting on it each way. But yeah, I think she's a great chance. Candlewick on top for me as we skip race 7. That's in the tip-off. We go straight to race 8, mate. And it's probably the best race of the day, the Group 3 Eskimo Prince. Take us through it.
Yeah, great race. I'm going to go through the whole field for this one, 1,200 metres. Rivellino, Napoleonic. I'm going to say that. Don't correct me. Tempted, Memo. I could see you trying to over there. Woderton, Ruination, Dusty Bait, and Watson. Tempted, obviously, great horse.
Yeah, what's the live odds there with Tempted?
$1.70.
$1.70.
So, obviously, second place behind Kaiying Rising and an Everest. Is that enough? Probably.
You'd think so.
$1.70 is not a price I can have. I'm going to say that. I will be having a fair few multis into Tempted, which we'll talk about later around the grounds. I'm going to go with Woderton for the only one that I reckon can pip. Don't shake yet.
See what I have to deal with here, guys.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to pip her, but $1.70, I'm not going to be putting money on it. And
I
think
get that, but
Woderton at $6 or $5.50 is a better price
this
for me.
Woderton nonsense. What's Woderton paying to place?
$1.55.
Could be a bit of the same race multi there. Tempted to
Yeah.
win, Woderton to place.
Yeah, have a look into it. But yeah, Tempted should be winning. It'll be in a couple multis, but I can't one out $1.70. And if you're gonna tell me what you think about that.
If Woderton's not retired by the end of the autumn, I'm going to be very surprised. That's all I'll say. Yeah, Tempted's got to be the pick. Am I going to be betting on it? No, with the price of $1.70. Like, I'm just going to be sitting back and watching it. But a horse that runs a length off Kaiying Rising and an Everest should be winning this and winning this well. Definitely goes on fraud watch if she can't get it done. I see a few horses threatening, like Napoleonic. I've gotten down here. Woderton runs a brave 4th to make everyone back him again next start because there's something there. Yeah, Tempted should be winning.
Cool.
Race 9, the 1,600 metre open class handicap. Trickiest race of the day by far. Literally anything could win. I've been inclined to go one at a very nice price here. Travolta is up there. He's almost $20 to win. I've had him at $20. I think he's only just come in a couple dollars there, but $20 to win, $4.75 to place. That's what I've got in my notes here. Pretty smart when first up, as most Waller horses are, sharp enough to win at this distance as well, whereas others are more using this as a kickoff to get a bit into the longer, get a bit of run in the legs before they get to bigger targets later down the line. Whereas Travolta definitely has that sprint in the legs to be able to get the 1600. So yeah, I think he gets his chance to win a very open race at a very good price, Travolta.
Juju Kibo for me, going to be a bit of an upset here. I know it's probably looking for much longer and a bit of fitness, but we've seen it happen a couple times. So Juju Kibo, we're very happy during spring how that horse was going. We spoke to connections in there as well.
Yeah, of course.
$19 and $4.30 is a great price to have as we move into the last of the day. Benchmark 94,000 meters. Straight to the point. Spring Lee for me. $5.50. $5. Good enough. First up here. Had a disappointing little run earlier on, but at its best should be winning this race.
Is the Black Cloud still at $5.50? Because it opened $5.50, $4.80. That's still overs for this horse. I'm a big Black Cloud guy. I always have been. I did used to think that it was going to be a big group star. I thought it was the next Think About. Clearly, that's not the case. This is probably more of its go. Listed probably its ceiling, but I think it's going to be too good for them here. So $4.80 was it for the Black Cloud to finish us off there at Randwick.
Awesome.
Alrighty. That brings us to the Great Autumn tip-off. Okay, and we definitely need to get a graphic for that. I just realised we've got a graphic for everything else now. I need to get a Great Autumn tip-off graphic going around.
That's it.
This is the race, so take us through the race, mate. It's the Inglis Millennium.
Inglis Millennium, you got Alibaba, Plagiarism, Audit, Fireball, Star of Jamaica, Royal Exile, Defenseman, Calamari Ring, Where's the Circus, Lassified, Screen Icon, Garner's Akan, Long Throw, Jacaranda, Oh Yes She Did, Profitable, Kieran Starr, Christina, Harry's Back, Isle of Mona. I'm pretty happy with those pronunciations.
Very happy. Very happy.
I was getting a bit ahead of myself. I was ready to say that, and then I stuffed one up at the end. But that's okay.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
1100 meter race, Inglis Millennium. It's the feature race of the day, and it's the one that brings us back into the studio. Probably not the race of the day though, which we talked about before. But yeah, it'd be interesting to kind of go through and see what we're thinking. What are you thinking, mate?
Look, it's one of the harder 2-year-old races to pick on the calendar. There's some decent horses that have shown some ability to start off with. Like, I like the Revengeance form there with Plagiarism at $6. Fireball, I mean, you can see why it would be the favourite. But I've settled on Jacaranda. Okay, Jacaranda for me. What price was it? $8 because I had it at $9. It's come into $8. I'm happy with that still. Tommy Sherry rides for the Will and Hayes boys. It's 1 from 1. It run a nothing race. There was 3 horses in it at Seymour of all things, but it won it with style. 5.8 lengths is a crazy distance. So I mean, well bred as well. I'm really liking these Home Affairs babies. They're running really well so far. So I do think it's at a nice each way play as well. I'm more than happy to go with Jacaranda, and hopefully goes into the placings to get the points rolling for the Great Autumn tip-off. We need to get a punishment as well loading, because I'd be going for, is it 3 tippings in a row?
Since we started punishments.
Oh, yeah, I'll be going for 4. I'll be going for 4 straight. Yeah. I didn't start trying until we brought in punishments. Yeah. But yeah, I need to get the points rolling. What do you think, mate?
I'm going to go with Star of Jamaica. I'm going to go with $9.50 around that mark. Zach Lloyd, bit of a dartboard this race. 2-year-olds, you're not too sure how they're going to go. But I think class enough to get it done in this one. And that'll be my first one. And I need to have a good autumn here.
You do. You've got the chili punishment loading in a few weeks, as we know.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the last little things to come in. And yeah, it should be 2 or 3 weeks and we get that done.
And then Pilates will happen. It's the year of Pilates. It's going to occur.
What's Pilates? We'll get that done. It'll get done.
it's been more of a headache to organise than I thought it was going to, but we will get it done. We will get it done. Alrighty, mate. Have you found anything around the grounds that we can tip the punters into?
I'm gonna give you the multi.
Oh, a multi. I like it.
Yeah, I think
Multi off the bat.
Tom Kitten into Tempted.
Yeah, Blue Army multi.
Very happy.
I like
with
that. I like that a lot, actually.
I think that's pretty good.
Well, I've got Observer in race 5. Obviously, Tom Kitten in race 7. I just think, again, Tom Kitten, best horse in that race by a mile, and it's at weight for age conditions as well. So it doesn't have to give weight to any of the horses that aren't as good as him. that aren't as good as him. I think, he's set up to win here, and then if he doesn't at least go close without an excuse, he's 100% going on fraud watch. Like, there'll be no excuses for him on the weekend unless he misses the start completely or picks up an injury sort of thing. Yeah. Or maybe gets trapped in a box, jockey-wise, but surely he's getting the job done. And then obviously, she's a sort. Race 1, Kembla Grange. If we run, get on. I reckon she is winning, and winning with style, hopefully.
Yeah, we will have some decent coin on her, that's for sure.
That is for sure, mate. Alrighty. It's the Quaddie Poddy. Let's go to the Quaddie. All right, we're at Randwick. We've got race 7. We've got Fireball, Plagiarism, Jacaranda, Calamari Ring. That's 2, 4, 8, 14. Race 8, we've gone Tempted and Woderton, 3, 5. 2 out there. We've gone a bit skinnier. Race 9, we've gone Travolta, Jujukibo, West of Africa, and Sun God, 2, 5, 7, 16. And race 10, we've gone the Black Cloud, Nervous Witness, Springlee, and Salui, 3, 5, 6, 7. $50 gets you 39%. Dicko's going to love that one.
Okay. And last thing of the pod.
The best bets, mate. Best bets and best roughie.
Best bet for me is going to be Tom Kitten. Pretty happy about that one down in Melbourne. Not quite a moral, but should be getting it done. Best roughie, probably Jujukibo if I had to pick one, I guess. If I pull it safe there, not going to pull another one out.
Look, great minds think alike. Caulfield Race 7, Tom Kitten is my best of the day. Again, just should be getting the job done. Best horse in the race by a mile. Going on fraud watch if it loses. Best roughie, Travolta. So same race. So not the same horse, but same race as you. So we've gone pretty close there in our best bets and our best roughies. But yeah, good pod to shake the cobwebs out there, mate. Again, if you're doing any betting on Saturday, make sure to be doing it with Dabble. Gamble responsibly when doing so, but you can use code MOCSports when signing up. You can also use the link in our show notes as well when signing up to let them know we sent you to be able to copy any of our bets, whether it's NBA, whether it's horse racing, whether it's AFL, NRL, those seasons are coming up, UFC, everything and more. So all of these quaddies, if they change, Nicko's multi, you can get on and ride it with us. If you're wondering where's She's a Sort, you can just go straight to our page and hit copy and get on without having to worry what race is she in, what price is she at. So just make sure you're downloading Dabble and using code MOCSports when signing up.
Awesome. Thanks, legends. Thanks for having us back. Let us know what you thought if you're watching on YouTube. Obviously, all the new graphics and stuff. If you guys don't really like it, we won't keep it on, but we thought it was some way to just interact a bit more. So let us know your feedback and how that looks. If you're on Spotify, go quickly have a look on the YouTube if you would like that better, because I know a lot of people probably just listen to it in the car or different things. So have a look, do what you need to do. But yeah, feedback would be great. But yeah, good to be back.
If you're still listening as well, make sure to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We are in the midst of sourcing that bit of memorabilia for our giveaway. That'll be happening throughout the autumn to celebrate the fact that we went 100, 100, and 1,000 on Spotify. Sorry, on Spotify, on YouTube, as well as 10,000 on TikTok, 10,000 on Instagram. We love the community. It's growing. It's getting bigger. We want to reward you for that.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I won't be here next week, unfortunately. Cashy will be here with a solo pod.
It'll be a solo pod, or you might get Brother Mock. Either cheer for that or cringe at that, depending how you feel about my brother. He was seen late last spring, if you want to check out what he brings to the table. But yeah,
should be good. Catch you guys next time.
See ya.
And back behind those horses, I Am Unstoppable. Osmosis at the clock tower, led by a length to Shinzo, Arkansas Kid, and I Am Unstoppable is running on. The leader, Osmosis, with 50 metres to go. Osmosis is clear and will take it out.